Most people get this wrong when trying to start a company in Mauritania. They assume it is just about filling out a form and opening a business bank account. But here's the truth no one tells you. The real delay usually comes from missing legal steps that are not obvious at first glance. And one small mistake can set you back weeks or even months. The biggest mistake you need to avoid is jumping straight into registration without understanding how the Mauritanian business system actually works. Because once you understand the system, everything becomes much easier, faster, and far less stressful. In this video, you are going to learn exactly how to start a company in Mauritania step by step in 2026. You will understand the legal structure options, the exact registration process, required documents, tax setup, banking steps, and the hidden practical issues that most beginners only discover too late. And more importantly, you will know how to avoid costly delays. Now, here's the promise. By the end of this guide, you will know how to legally register a company in Mauritania from scratch, even if you have zero experience. You will understand what authorities you deal with, how long each step takes, how much it costs in real life, and how to move through the process without confusion or wasted time. Let's start immediately with the foundation. The first thing you need to understand is that Mauritania has a centralized business registration system designed to simplify company formation. Most business registrations go through a one-stop structure known as the Investment Promotion and Formalization System, where multiple registrations are handled in a coordinated way. But here's where it gets interesting. Even though it looks centralized, each step still requires precision and correct documentation, or your file gets rejected. So let's break it down step by step. The first major decision you must make is choosing your company type. In Mauritania, most foreign entrepreneurs and local founders choose between a limited liability company and a public limited company. The most common option is the limited liability company because it is simpler, faster, and requires less capital. Let's make this real. Imagine Alex, an entrepreneur from Europe, wants to start a logistics business in Nouakchott. Alex does not want complex reporting requirements. So he chooses a limited liability structure. This allows him to limit personal risk while keeping operations simple. But here's the problem. Many beginners skip understanding liability rules and later realize they chose the wrong structure. So take this seriously. Now let's move to the second step, which is name reservation. Before you can register your company, you must reserve a unique business name. This is done through the official registration platform or the relevant administrative office. You submit a few name options, and the system checks availability. Now here's where most people fail. They choose names that are too generic or too similar to existing companies. That causes rejection. So instead, choose a distinctive name that reflects your business activity clearly. For example, instead of Global Trading Company, Alex chooses Sahara Link Logistics. It is unique, relevant, and easier to approve. Once your name is approved, you move to the legal drafting stage. This is where you prepare your company's statutes. These are legal documents that define how your company operates. They include ownership structure, share distribution, management roles, and business activities. Now here's the important part. Many people try to copy templates from the internet. But in Mauritania, small legal wording differences can create registration issues. So it is highly recommended to have a local legal professional or notary review your documents. In a minute, I'll show you how to avoid unnecessary legal costs while still keeping your documents compliant. Once your statutes are ready, the next step is notarization. This means your documents are officially certified. The notary confirms the legality of your company structure and identity documents. You will typically need passports or national IDs of shareholders, proof of address, and sometimes a declaration of capital. Now here's where it gets interesting. In some cases, delays happen not because of the company structure, but because of incomplete identification documents. So always double-check your paperwork before submission. After notarization, you move to the official company registration phase. This is where your company is entered into the National Business Registry. In Mauritania, this step is critical because it gives your company legal existence. Once completed, you receive your registration number. But here's the problem. Many people think registration is the final step. It is not. Next comes tax registration. You must register with the tax authority to obtain a tax identification number. Without this number, you cannot legally issue invoices or operate commercially. This is one of the most overlooked steps for beginners. Let's take an example. John, a small importer, registers his company, but delays tax registration. He starts operations early, and then gets blocked when trying to invoice clients. This is a very common mistake. So always complete tax registration immediately after company registration. Now let's move to Social Security registration. If you plan to hire employees, you must register your company with the National Social Security Institution. This ensures legal employment, contracts, and employee benefits compliance. Even if you start with only one employee, this step is required. Now here's a key insight most guides do not explain clearly. In Mauritania, labor compliance is taken seriously, and informal hiring can lead to penalties. So even if your business is small, always register properly. Next comes the business bank account. This step is essential because your company finances must be separated from personal finances. To open a corporate bank account, you will need your registration documents, tax number, identification documents, and sometimes a minimum deposit depending on the bank. Here's a practical tip. Different banks in Mauritania have different processing speeds. Some may take several days, while others may take weeks. So choose a bank that has experience with business clients. Now here's where it gets interesting. Many entrepreneurs think that once the bank account is open, everything is done. But in reality, you still need operational licenses depending on your industry. For example, if you are starting a transport company like Alex, you may need additional approvals from transport authorities. If you are in import-export, customs registration may be required. So the final step is checking sector-specific licenses. This step depends entirely on your business activity. Some industries require no additional permits, while others require multiple approvals. Now, let's pause for a moment and simplify everything. To start a company in Mauritania, you go through a sequence. First, you choose your legal structure. Then you reserve your company name. Then you draft and notarize your statutes. After that, you register your company officially. Then you obtain tax registration. Then you register for Social Security if needed. Then you open your business bank account. And finally, you secure any industry-specific licenses. Now here's a retention insight that matters a lot. Most delays happen in only 3 places: document preparation, notarization issues, and tax registration delays. If you get these 3 right, your entire process becomes smooth and fast. Let's talk about timing and cost expectations. In most real cases, company formation in Mauritania can take anywhere from a few days to a few weeks, depending on document readiness and administrative workload. The biggest variable is always paperwork accuracy. Costs vary depending on legal assistance, notary fees, and business type. A simple small company costs significantly less than a large structured corporation. But what really matters is avoiding delays, because delays often cost more than official fees. Now here's a practical example to make it clearer. Alex wants to start a small import company in Nouakchott. He prepares his documents properly, reserves his name quickly, works with the notary, and completes registration without delays. Within a short period, he has a functioning legal company, a bank account, and is ready to trade. Now compare that with someone who rushes the process, skips legal review, and submits incomplete documents. That person often ends up restarting steps, losing weeks of progress. So the key lesson here is simple. Speed comes from preparation, not rushing. Before we end, let's go over the most important takeaways. Starting a company in Mauritania in 2026 is completely possible, even for beginners, but it requires a clear step-by-step approach. You must choose the right structure, prepare accurate documents, follow the official registration process, complete tax and social security setup, and ensure proper banking and licensing compliance. If you follow this system correctly, you avoid almost all common delays and legal issues. And now, here's the final truth. Most people who struggle in business setup do not fail because the process is difficult. They fail because they do it in the wrong order, or without understanding the system. Now you are ahead of that problem. If you found this guide helpful, like the video, leave a comment with your country or business idea, and subscribe for more step-by-step business setup guides like this. It helps you stay informed and move smarter in your entrepreneurial journey.